Hello, and welcome to week 8. This week we're looking at what I refer to as sexy books, but in reality mean romance. Our subtopic is providing resources, pleasure reading more than nonfiction, but books that show the gay experience, that have trans characters and just all different kinds of representation of gender and sexuality. So that's what most of the additional reading is about. The literature books, I love the literature books this week. What If It's Us is adorable. Romance, New York City, good old fashioned New York City gay romance by Becky Albertalli, who wrote Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda, and Adam Silvera, who wrote They Both Die at the End, both two terrific titles. Then Lovely War by Julia Berry, which I just read a few weeks ago and absolutely adored. It's a World War One set romance with all kinds of different characters, and there's Greek gods in there. They were responsible for a lot of World War One. I don't know if you know that. Then Pride by E.B. Zobi, and that is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice set in the Bedford Stuyvesant neighborhood in New York, and it deals with gentrification of neighborhoods and sort of social differences, socioeconomic differences, and what a sort of stumbling block that can be in relationships. And then If I Was Your Girl is about a trans girl who moves to a new town and how she handles sort of that transition. There I loved all of them. So the reading today, we got Bridget, or this week rather, Bridget Alversons, who writes a lot on graphic novels. Wow, somebody's driving something large out there. She's got Just Another Day in an LGBTQ comic. Lauren Barak has LGBTQ and You, How to Support Your Students. Alex Chun has Pride for Tweens, which I really liked because it looks at providing resources for middle schoolers. And Donna Freitas has Bestow My Heart, which is, straight up romance. It's mostly a book list article, but she has a nice little bit at the beginning. And then I put in the introduction to Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender, and Questioning Teen Literature, a guide to reading interests, which explains why it's so important to have things for those kids with those reading interests. And then finally, Deborah Lau Whelan's Out and Ignored, which is from 2006. It's an older one, and it's pretty bleak, honestly, but it's one that's from sort of the forefront of when school libraries in particular started this thrust towards making sure that we had stuff to represent kids of all sexualities. So any specific information you need is in the content page. Take a look at that. So far, the work that I've seen has been terrific. The blogs look good. I've only looked at a couple of the reading responses that have come in, but they were great. And as far as the discussion goes, when it comes to when it comes to feedback, you'll be getting a lot of feedback on your response piece. That's the one that I go nuts with. Your blog is pretty much going to be, did you do it? Did you not do it? And how many books did I have to put on my interlibrary loan list? Thanks to you and your excellent suggestions. The discussions, I will pick out content discussion stuff that you've put in, particularly things that I find really interesting. And oftentimes the feedback is just, make sure that you're putting in at least 2 or 3 times a week and that sort of thing. And then I don't do feedback generally for the book discussion unless you say something that I just can't resist commenting on, because sort of the give and take with your classmates is the feedback that you get from that. Well, I suppose that would work for the other discussion too, but I can't seem to not express my opinion in that particular arena. And also things that you'll post in your book group discussion are generally things that there will be some taste of it, I'm assuming, in your reading response. So that's that. I will be grading throughout the week, so don't worry, it'll get seen. I do it in dribs and drabs. And I hope you enjoy week 8. If you have any questions, you can put them in the FAQ discussion if you think that they will be of interest to other students. And if not, you can shoot me an email and I will answer it in a timely fashion. I promise. All right. I'll see you in the discussion boards and have a great week.